on, right? Yeah, so you know practice in the going. You happy enough? Don't try and go on, yeah? Do you like it?
It's good out there.
Do you go to Spain now and all that crack? Okay, that's the north. The Clara. Oh my god, that was so quick.
Testing.
Oh, you see some
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to St. Oliver's Uncle Club for the 2022 Southwest Junior A Football Championship Final. The teams are entering the pitch at the moment. They're being given a guard of honour by the under-9 from both clubs, St. James and Argideen Rangers. Please show appreciation to the teams of this. Thanks to the under-9s.
Happy birthday, Kate. Oh, thanks, dear.
Follow your card go Park Oliver Plunkett in Ohio on today for the Carbery Junior A Bend and Co-op sponsored Junior A Football Championship Final, and unique pairing between St. James of Arfield and Argideen Rangers of Timoleague. Just a few things before we start. Today's final club mascots are for Argideen Rangers. The club mascot is Jack Long. Jack is 8 years of age. He attends Timoleague National School. His interests are football, hurling, soccer and rugby. And his favourite Argideen player is John Michael O'Callaghan, Sean Maxwell and Luke McCarthy. Today's mascot for the St. James's Club is James O'Shea. James is age 10. He goes to Arfield National School. His interests are football, hurling and soccer. His favourite St. James's players are Aaron Hayes, Frankie Hayes and Joe O'Sullivan. So as I said, this is a very unique pairing. They last met in the semi-final of the Junior A football in 2019, and that day in Clonakilty, St. James's were narrowly victorious. So we expect a great game here today in Ohio in front of a capacity crowd. The club that's catered for the game, St. Oliver Plunkett, have done fantastic work here as regards their developments over the last number of years. Their second pitch, St. Plunkett's second pitch, their development started 6 years ago, and this is a unique pitch in the Carbery division. It has already catered for the Junior A hurling final, which was played in 2020 during the COVID pandemic. But due to the crowd being limited, a capacity crowd was not there. I suppose why this is a unique final is that St. James won the Mick McCarthy West Cork in 2019, and Argideen won their last West Cork in 1994. In 1994, Argideen were nominated, or Kilbrittain were nominated to represent Carbery in the West Cork in the county, having been defeated by Donny's Kilbrittain the year before in the famous county final of 1993, which was played in Clonagilty after Donnies had defeated Carricktool in the Westcock final. Kilbrittain were nominated in 1994. They defeated Kildorrery in the quarter-final, but were defeated by Kishkane in the semi-final. And they had to come back then and play in the Westcock semi-final against Timoleague, who defeated Kilbrittain and qualified to meet Barryroe in the final, which was played in Kilbrittain, refereed by Michael McInerney in very bad weather conditions, and Argideen emerged winners by 2 points. Now, why this final is unique here today is that the winners will automatically go up to Premier Junior football at Cork County. They will no longer be playing in the Carbery division. Now, in 1994, Argideen did not get that chance of playing in the county. So they have everything to play for. So has St. James. The Carbery Championship this year had 16 teams starting off in 4 groups of 4. And Argideen and St. James have emerged as winners. Now, we'll give you the teams. I've got to give the teams for these ones.
Number 11, Argideen, forward. Number 12, Joseph O'Sullivan, running forward. Number 14, Frank Hayes, running forward. Number 14, Conor Hayes, captain and full forward. Number 15, James White, forward. What's the last name? Running out number 1, Luke captain in goal. Number 2, Tim Butler, and your cornerback. Number 2, Argideen, fullback. Number 4, Sean Hinton, cornerback. Number 5, Andrew Ginnivan, wingback. Number 6, Jerry Corley, centre-back. Number 7, Stuart Fleming, wingback. Number 8, Harvey Butler, midfield. Number 9, Darragh Holland, midfield. Number 10, Matt Dover. Number 18, Matthew Lawson, running forward. Number 11, Owen Lawson, forward. Number 12, Cathal O'Donovan, forward. Number 13, Lawson O'Leary, forward. Number 14, Fergal White, full forward. Number 15, Sean White, forward. And got the lock to the Argideen Rangers team. And we all had George in the same group for the substitutes in Argideen Rangers team. John Murphy O'Callaghan will be wearing jersey number 25, and Alan O'Leary will be wearing jersey number 16. Next up to the team, we wish to referee Lou Marseille and his team with us today, stepping up, and William Carbery will stop stepping up in football on the occasion. We know the thanks to Jamie and today, who will be continuing to play shortly, and will also be playing for the national anthem. Thank you.
The teams line out as follows. Argideen, number 1, Luke McCarthy in goal. Number 2, Finbar Buckler. Number 3, Darragh O'Donovan. Number 4, Sean Hinchin. Number 5, Andrew Ginnivan. Number 6, centre-back Jerry Crowley. And number 7, Bill Fleming. Centre fields, number 8, Padraig Buckler. And number 9, Darragh Holland. There's a change for Argideen Rangers at number 10. Matthew Lawton replaces Dylan Harrington. And number 11 is Owen Lawton. Number 12, Cathal O'Donovan. Number 13, Larkin O'Leary. Number 14, full forward Fergal Walsh. And number 15, Sean Welsh. The following is the St. James's team. In goal, Niall Evans. Number 2, Michael McCarthy, Brightus. Number 3, James O'Sullivan. Number 4, Ty Feen. Number 5, Peter Whelton. Number 6, Christopher Hayes. Number 7, Michael McCarthy, Donegal. Number 8, Kevin O'Leary. Number 9, James O'Driscoll. There's a change at number 10. Kevin O'Brien, number 18 for St. James, replaces Ian Evans, number 10. Number 11 is Aaron Hayes. Number 12 is Joseph O'Sullivan. Number 13, Frank Hayes. Number 14, Conor Hayes. And number 15, Dennis White. Kevin O'Brien is number 19. And he replaces Ian Evans, number 10. Now, we'd like to wish both teams a good game. As you can see, the two mascots are leading the teams out in the field. Jack Long from Argideen Rangers and James O'Shea from St. James. So it is great to see this at our final. As well as that, I suppose coming into the final, St. James defeated St. Mary's in Ballinacurraga in the semi-final, and Argideen defeated favourites Tyke McCorry in Dunmanway. Both closely contested games. So we expect this game now to be very close here today. Now I hand you over to the commentator for the day is my friend here, Peter Fleming from Argideen Rangers. So I hand you over to Peter.
Okay, thanks, Donald. Okay. Welcome everybody, and the scene is set here in Ahiol. What is a real unique occasion, West Cork final. Dorán a bhíonn.
Come on, the Jamesons!
Okay, all set to go.
Come on, Jamesons!
Ahiol pitch is looking absolutely splendid today, and all congratulations to them for the huge effort they've made. All is in readiness. Liam O'Shea checking his watch, checking with his umpires, checking with his linesmen. Both teams are in a huddle. This is expected to be a real cagey game. The last three times these teams met, only a point separated them. In 2019 in Clonakilty, Arfield prevailed by a point. The following year here in 2020 in Ahiol, a late Brian Hennessy goal was enough to give Argideen a 1-point victory. And last year in Clonakilty, it was the men from Arfield who gained revenge, winning by a point.
Come on, James!
Okay, we're ready for the throw-in. Don't be deceived by numbers now. There's one change in the Argideen team. Matthew Lawton replaces Dylan Harrington at wing forward. Matthew is wearing 18, playing left half forward. And on the outfield team, Kevin O'Brien comes in at right half forward. He's wearing number 19. It's outfield a breakaway first with Kevin O'Leary having possession. Kevin give it to Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien playing it slowly across to Michael McCarthy. Michael McCarthy back to Kevin O'Leary. Outfield are really patient in the build-up as we would have expected. Full forward and captain Conor Hayes lays the ball back to Michael McCarthy. Argideen well set up from a defensive point of view as Outfield tried to break the line, and a good effort on the first score of the game comes from the outstanding midfielder in recent years, James O'Driscoll. Need a book here with the team. Yeah, and it's British. Okay. Thanks, Donald McCarthy had been here on the commentary, tried to distinguish between the two Michael McCarthy's. Short the names out there in the outfield, it seems. Number 9 kicks for score, and this time it's just inches wide on the left hand side. James O'Driscoll got the first score and the only score in the game so far. Conditions are absolutely perfect. Slight breeze, and only slight, perhaps favouring Outfield. Luke McCarthy goes with a short kick out. It's intercepted by Kevin O'Brien down the right half forward position. Kevin working the ball into Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes trying to walk into a scoring position, giving it to Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes very much the danger man. Great back to Conor Hayes, and it's been all Outfield. It's Frank Hayes on the trusted left foot. Tries to get Outfield 2 in front, but he fails. Puts it wide on the left hand side. This is very likely to be a very low scoring and cagey game. Okay. Outfield have 2 wides already. Argideen realistically haven't got their hands on the ball. It's been all Outfield in the first couple of minutes. Referee's calling the play back there, and there's a free into Outfield. And it's Joseph O'Sullivan that kicks it, and Joseph, maybe the nerves are at him, kicks it wide on the right hand side. Joseph, a first cousin of Argideen Rangers corner forward number 13, Larkin O'Leary, both similar type of players. Luke McCarthy going for a short kick out, giving it out towards Bill Fleming. It's difficult to see down there on the line. Bill gives it back across to Sean Hinchin. Argideen now start their slow, patient build-up. Finbar Butler kick passes and loses the possession. Paddy Kazan won't be over impressed by that, as Outfield break through the centre, and Frank Hayes kicks for a score and puts it wide. The philosophy of Paddy Kazan is very much, if you control the ball, you control the game, and you won't be happy with anybody kicking away soft possession like Finbar did in that instance. Okay, Luke McCarthy is again looking for the short kick out. Outfield are pushing up on the kick out. He gives it to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming bringing the ball out. Gives it out to Sean Hinchin. Down here underneath, it's quite difficult to see, the crowd is quite big. Bill gives it back to Paddy Kazan. Paddy Kazan gives it to Owen Lawton. Owen Lawton, number 11, giving it outside to Fergal Walsh. Fergal Walsh inside to Jerry Crowley. Jerry transferring it over to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew's wearing 5, but probably playing in a more forward position. Back to 11, Owen Lawton. Takes the return from Sean Walsh. Gets it across to Cathal O'Donovan wearing 12. Bill Fleming wearing 7. The left half forward position. Bill playing it in towards Dara Holland. And Outfield man gets a fist to it. It's difficult to see, it could possibly be gone out for a line ball. Virtually impossible to see down on the sideline, but it looks like it's an Outfield line ball. It's actually an Argideen line ball. Bill Fleming kicks it in, goes to Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh plays it back to Larkin O'Leary. Larkin plays it well back the field. Bill Fleming there to gather it. Goes across towards the centre forward position. Plays a bad ball in. Give you a 50-50 ball. Looking for Matthew Larkin, didn't work out. Again, Paddy Cassan won't be impressed by that kind of play. Aaron Hayes on possession. Aaron Hayes give it across. The wing back Michael McCarthy. Forward to the midfielder, James O'Driscoll. He's looking for Frank Hayes, and Frank Hayes has it. Cassie pick up from Frank, kicks it with the right foot across to number 15, Dennis White. Dennis White gains possession, gives it back out the field. Joseph O'Sullivan. And he gets outfield's second point. It was Joseph O'Sullivan. Outfield showing their experience, quite patient in the build-up. Argideen probably a bit unnerved by the occasion. Sean Walsh gets possession, gives it back to Sean Hinchin. Owen Lawton. Owen Lawton give it to Jerry Crowley. Jerry Crowley, captain of the team, playing it back towards the full back line. Ball goes out to right corner back position, and Finbar Butler won an All-Ireland medal with Clon Schools a number of years ago, in a team that contained Rory O'Sullivan and John Michael O'Callaghan and Colin Smith. Gives it inside to Fergal Walsh, and Finbar is back there again to take the return. Finbar give it to Paddy Butler. And the horse trainer is dispossessed by Arfield in the middle of the field, and Frank Hayes gets possession, gives it to Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes playing it inside to Aaron Hayes, and the danger man from an Argideen Rangers perspective is out in the right corner. Aaron kicks it back to James O'Driscoll in the middle of the field, faced by Paddy Butler, fists the ball out towards his right corner forward position, and Frank Hayes is out there in front of his marker, lining up the shot and kicking what looks a good score. Yeah, a great score by Frank Hayes, and the Argideen defence would be well advised to be a lot tighter on Frank Hayes than they were on that occasion. Mike can detect Cathal O'Donovan is playing as a sweeper. Luke McCarthy again looking for the short kick out. This time get it away to Cathal O'Donovan. Cathal fumbles the possession and loses the ball. And Arfield on a good scoring position again. And from distance, Joseph O'Sullivan punishes that. Cathal won't be too happy with that. Probably a bit tense, a bit nervous the occasion, maybe. Probably getting to him a small bit. It's been all Arfield, and Argideen really haven't done anything up to now. Be very disappointed with their performance so far. Luke McCarthy looking go long this time. They lose possession again, and it's James O'Driscoll that has it over on the far side. He's fouled by Jerry Crowley. Michael Collins, the referee, indicating where it has to be taken, or this linesman indicating where it has to be taken from. Joseph O'Sullivan takes it, gives it back to a centre back. Joseph O'Sullivan gets it again. He's faced by Owen Lawton. He dinks inside him, gives it inside to the corner forward, Dennis White, and Dennis White off his left boot kicks it wide. And if Arfield had taken all their scores, this game would be over already. Argideen really seem to be overawed by the occasion. They haven't had one attack as yet relative to Arfield, and it's 4 points to nothing. And knowing how tight the Arfield defence is, Argideen certainly wouldn't want to be letting Arfield get any further ahead. Sean Walsh comes out to the middle of the field and wins possession from the kick out. Takes a quick one to Dara Holland. Dara Holland, or to Sean Walsh rather. Sean Walsh giving it inside to Larkin. Larkin left corner forward position, probably the wrong side for a left-legged player. Gives it back to Matthew Larkin. Matthew Larkin give it inside to Paddy Butler, take it back from Matthew Larkin. And Argideen turn to be patient. Sean Walsh wearing 15. Out to Jerry Crowley, the captain of the team. Jerry Crowley give it back to Matthew Lawton. It's giving Arfield loads of time to be well organised here. Argideen don't seem to be going anywhere, just keep holding possession, waiting for the opportunity to present itself. Darragh on the full back comes forward, gives it to Sean Hinchin. Sean Hinchin wearing 4, but up in the left half forward position, give it outside to Bill Fleming, the left corner. Bill Fleming playing it back to Sean Hinchin, back to Darragh Donovan, back to Paddy Butler, across to Andrew Ginnivan. into Matthew Lawton. Matthew Lawton, an adventurous ball goes out towards Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh over in that corner, far corner, give it back to Jerry Crowley, to Owen Lawton wearing 11, and giving the possession away. And that was pretty pointless and fruitless in the context that Argideen had a lot of possession but made no real attempt to go forward. Ball won there by number 11, Aaron Hayes. Is fouled by Larkin O'Leary, and Arfield stopped their attack. And Kevin O'Brien, wearing 19, transfers the ball into James O'Driscoll, and the big Arfield midfielder is fouled. Just about 50 yards from the Argideen goal. Argideen not at all settled. Will be very disappointed with their performance so far. Maybe the experience that Arfield have gained when they won the West Cork and got to the county final in 2019 is showing now. There's 11 minutes on the clock, and Aaron Hayes from distance kicks a great score from Aaron Hayes, and it's 5 points to nothing. And if Argideen don't wake up soon, this game will be well and truly gone from them. Donald McCarthy.
I suppose just to note there, Peter Wright, very interesting, of the 5 scores after the 5 different scorers, which shows you what they're doing with the ball.
Yeah. There's no doubt who's winning the tactical battle so far. Bill Fleming has the ball. Gives it inside to Paddy Butler. Argideen probably need to be a small bit more adventurous, need to take it. If you're going to win a West Cork final, you're going to have to take a chance at some stage. Be very, very patient. Sean Hinchin bringing the ball out to defence. Give it back to Cathal O'Donovan. Now Argideen playing around with it in their own half-back line. Absolutely no threat to St. James from this position. Ball played, Paddy Butler up to Bill Fleming. On the middle of the field, hugging the touchline here. Bill goes by number 15, plays the ball into Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh gives it inside to Jerry Crowley. Is this the first meaningful attack? Jerry is fouled unceremoniously by James O'Driscoll, so it's the first opportunity for Argideen, and I'd imagine it will be Dara Holland that will be given the responsibility of taking the free. Dara hasn't trained since the semi-final. He's been dogged with injury all year, and I think he has issue with shin splints, but hopefully they won't affect him. He lines up the free now, take it out of his hand, just about 21 yards out, favouring a right-footed kicker. The picturesque countryside behind them is a lovely backdrop as Dara scores the first point for Argideen and puts them on the scoreboard. Maybe that will settle their nerves a bit. It's 5 points to 1. There seems to be some bit of an incident here, and there's an Arfield player on the ground. I think it looks like James O'Driscoll. The referee looking at his watch now first. Not sure what actually happened here. Kevin O'Brien offering his views or interpretation of the situation to the referee. Christy Crowley, brother of the Argideen captain, running and offering water. Kevin O'Brien is quite adamant that he needs to talk to Liam O'Shea. Paddy Cassan, the Argideen coach, trots across the field, obviously issuing instructions at the same time. The Arfield physio putting on the magic spray on James O'Driscoll. There's quite a hold up on play here now. It should be probably a couple of minutes added to the first half. The referee hasn't taken any action. We go back for the kick out. So this is the first opportunity for Niall Evans. Now 11 goes for distance and goes to the middle of the field, and the ball breaks to Aaron Hayes, but the referee sees a push in the back. I think from the Argideen number 7, Bill Fleming. Outfield have possession again. Michael McCarthy. Sorry, it's Peter Welton has possession. He's indecisive as to where he's going to kick it. He's taken too long, and the ref has decided it's going to be a hot ball. He's going to throw it up, and he'll be throwing it up between Kevin O'Brien and Owen Lawton. And Lawton gets a hand to it, which is outfield in the form of Aaron Hayes that breaks away. And right-footed kick, looking for Frank Hayes, wins great possession. Great play there by Frank Hayes. Real killer pass by Aaron Hayes. So these two lads have been hugely effective for outfield all year. Aaron Hayes is the leading scorer, and Frank Hayes is just a point behind him. Ball is kicked into the outfield full forward. Mr. Hayes kick it across to Dennis Welton, back as far as Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary seems to lose possession, but there's no Argideen player to take advantage of it. Christopher Hayes, the centre back, is judged to have over-carried the ball, and Argideen have a free out to relieve the pressure. Andrew Ginnivan takes it quickly, gives it to Sean Hinchin, transfers it to Owen Lawton, gives it back to Paddy Butler, and the horse trainer from Creggan turns in field, gives it back to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew Ginnivan playing it out the field to the veterinary surgeon up the far side. Veterinary surgeon when he has time, pig farmer for the rest of the time. Carl O'Donovan. There's a 1-2 with Jerry Crowley. Close to the sideline, playing it inside a 50-50 ball. Lachlan O'Leary does very well to gain possession. There are 3 outfield players around him, including his first cousin. It breaks to Dara Holland, gives it to Paddy Butler, to Bill Fleming, gives it back. Takes the return. Bill Fleming now could be in a spot of bother here. There's 3 outfield players around him, and they dispossess him, and outfield win the possession. They take the relieving free, and the ball is over in the left corner back position, and they begin to build up. Aaron Hayes gives it inside to Michael McCarthy. Michael McCarthy wearing number 2, and that Michael McCarthy, I think, is the British version. The ball goes forward to Aaron Hayes, fisted inside to Frank Hayes. Fortunately, from an Argideen point of view, it goes over his head and goes over to Finbar Butler. Finbar Butler playing it out to Andrew Ginnivan, right half forward position, gives a good relieving kick up to the right wing, goes as far as Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh takes it quickly, gives it inside to Darragh O'Donovan. He has little support at this moment in time, Darragh O'Donovan. He goes long and he's looking for Dara Holland, but it's the outfield defence are well in control there. Ball goes across to Christopher Hayes. They lose possession, and Matthew Lawton intercepts, gives it to Jerry Crowley. Jerry Crowley kicks the ball out as far as Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh looking to take on the defence, but the great cover there by the outfield defence are very well marshalled, very well organised, and it won't be easy to penetrate them. Owen Lawton gets the ball about 50 yards out, centre forward position. Bill Fleming goes long to Dara Holland, maybe too long, no, it's good ball enough as a transfer. Dara Holland playing the ball back to Paddy Butler. Paddy Butler attempts to go through the middle, he's blocked, gives it to Matthew Lawton. Matthew Lawton transfers the play right across the pitch. Ball is with Jerry Crowley. Jerry Crowley gives it to Sean Walsh, back to the full back, Darragh O'Donovan, and that was something of a wasted ball that's kicked into the goalkeeper's hands. So probably wasn't really a scoring opportunity. Maybe Darragh was maybe over enthusiastic about having a go, but anyway, I suppose you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Outfield break now, and the former Joseph O'Sullivan has the ball in the middle of the field. Gives it back to the full forward, looking again for Frank Hayes. Frank Hayes getting a lot of room. Finbar Butler probably needs to be tighter on him than that. Ball played back to Aaron Hayes, centre forward position. Jinxon turns, Owen Lawton and give him close attention, but Aaron Hayes is well in control of the situation. Aaron plays the ball out across as far as Dennis Welton. Dennis Welton being tackled by number 4, Sean Hinchin, but wins the ball. Ball breaks and they win it back. Argideen win it. Bill Fleming has it in his hand and he takes the free quickly, gives it to Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh hasn't much support at this stage, gives it inside to Fergal, kicking it forward towards the full forward position, but it's the outfield full back, James O'Sullivan, that brings it away. Gives it to Kevin O'Brien, the distinctive figure of Kevin O'Brien. Very influential player for Arfield down the years. I remember he had an absolutely magnificent county final against Kilshannig in 2019. 20 minutes gone, 5 points to 1. That is a KJ affair, but Arfield definitely looked a more composed side. Ball is kicked forward. This time it's Arfield that are guilty of giving the ball away. Ball kicked forward to 15, Sean Walsh. And Fergal wearing 14. That's somewhat confusing, but here they go. The ball is kicked inside, passed inside, and a great interception by Tyke Fien as Dara Holland looked to be running onto what would have been a dangerous situation if he had gained possession. But Tyke Fien got his fist to it, and it's the first 45 of the day. Taken quickly by Andrew Ginnivan, give it to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming gives it inside to Owen Lawton, and again somewhat pedestrian build up by Argideen. Paddy Butler give it across to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming playing it outside to Matthew Lawton. Matthew Lawton coming back out the field, takes the return from his brother, I think. Give it inside to Paddy Butler into number 14. It's 14, Sean. Yeah, that was Sean. 14 is Ardai Fergal Welch. Sorry about that, Dana. Fergal Welch is the only player. Argideen have played 10 championship matches since in the middle of July when the campaign started, and Fergal Welch is the only player that has played every minute of those matches in both hurling and football. Wallace played down the field, and again it's Frank Hayes who's the target man. Again he's out in front, and again he wins the ball. Frank Hayes playing ducks and drakes with the Argideen defence, giving it back to the wing back Michael McCarthy. Michael McCarthy going down the line, going by a couple of Argideen players, easily going by them, and kicks it with his left foot, but dribbles out wide. "22.5 minutes gone. Argideen bring the ball out of defence. Darrell Donovan give it up towards number 15, Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh give it inside to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew Ginnivan in the right half forward position.
Come on, the Jameses, get it out!
Kick it across towards Dara Holland wearing number 9. Give it back to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming kicking it low in towards Lachlan O'Leary, but again it's the Arfield defence that are well in control of the situation. James O'Driscoll hand passes the ball out to Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien shadowed by Matthew Lawton. Looking in, I think that Lachlan O'Leary could be in a spot of bother. He came out to work for that tackle. Ball kicked forward by Christopher Hayes in towards Frank Hayes. Argideen making heavy weather bringing the ball out. Frank Hayes appears to be injured, and the ref is stopping the play.
Just there, Peter, St. James haven't scored since the 12th minute, and I suppose Argideen have scored. So I think the game is, Argideen are coming more into the game over the last 5 minutes. So I think that they must be suffering from nerves, So, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, they're suffering from something, and they're suffering from a lack of scoring, if nothing else, Donald, because with 20 minutes gone and 1 point, it's not the Omens on that good. Paddy Butler brings the ball forward, gives it to the captain, Jerry Crowley. Jerry Crowley giving it inside to Matthew Lawton.
Force them out!
Matthew Lawton playing the ball out to his brother, takes the return. And the Arfield defence is well set up, and Argideen at this moment don't seem to me to know how to crack that nut. Sean Walsh gets the ball, loses it, wins it back on the ground. Ball goes across to Matthew Lawton, gives it to Sean Hinchin. Sean Hinchin with possession, give it out to Andrew Ginnivan. But again, no real pressure on the Arfield defence. They seem to be well organised and well in control of the situation. Sean Walsh getting the ball, giving it short to his brother Fergal, getting the return. Sean Walsh from distance. And that's better. That's much better. As the Walsh twins, it was actually Fergal that kicked it over the bar. Okay. Both of these boys are very similar. They used to have a running joke. I used to be trying to identify them down the years when I'd meet them with their father Johnny, and invariably 99 times out of 100 I got them wrong. They are identical twins. Now, Niall Evans goes for distance from the kick out. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. It's Kevin O'Brien that's onto it, and the more determined Arfield get the ball hit in towards Dennis Welton. Dennis Welton puts it across to Frank Hayes, who's causing all kinds of problems for the defence. Frank Hayes looks to me that he was fouled there, but referee plays advantage. Ball comes back to Joseph O'Sullivan, gives him to Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes making progress at Jink inside. This could be very dangerous, and a ridiculous tackle. Yeah, clear free. Liam O'Shea, see what he's going to do here now. He's very, very close to the parallelogram. Argideen are very jittery in that full back line. Aaron Hayes looked very dangerous going forward there. He has been outstanding for Arfield all year. In actual fact, he is the leading scorer. He has scored 313 so far in the championship, and Frank Hayes has scored 312. And on average, Arfield has scored 19 points, and Argideen average score has been 11.8 points. So the statistics underlying Arfield certainly look the better side. The scoreboard suggests the same, 5 points to 2. And again, there's going to be quite an amount of injury time, I'd imagine here. 27 minutes on the clock, but I'd imagine the referee will be perfectly entitled to play probably 5 minutes of injury time. Aaron Hayes is the player on the ground, and that would be very troubling from an Arfield point of view if Aaron wasn't able to continue. He's been an outstanding player with Carbery as well this year. Carbery's great run in the county championship, particularly against Duhallow. He was quite outstanding. Carbery's campaign came to an end last Sunday night against Ballincollig and Páirc Uí Chaoimh, but a lot of progress has been made this year by Carbery, and with a bit more luck they could certainly, I thought at quarter-final stage they'd had a right say in the championship, but just things unravelled. Ballincollig got the goals last Sunday night at vital time, and Carbery were unable to respond. Aaron Hayes is still on the ground. Donald McCarthy, what do you make of the situation?
Yeah, I make it a situation. I think Argideen are coming more and more into the game, but they need to actually. I think what they're doing, they're taking the ball into contact too much, and they need to have more players running off the ball, when they're in possession. Just a score there from the Senior A, or the Premier Senior A hurling, where Blackrock defeated Aidan's Own in Páirc Uí Chaoimh on the score of Blackrock 3 goals, 21 points, Aidan's Own 21 points.
Yeah, big win for the Rockies. So the Rockies in the county final, and they'll be playing either the Bears or Newtown Chandram. We're playing the second game in Páirc Uí Chaoimh today. Aaron Hayes still on the ground, still being attended to by the Arfield physio, Martin Hockney. Yeah. Martin Hockney was a great assistant to us in 2019 when Owen Lawton got injured inside in Clonakilty. We had to call for an ambulance, quite a serious injury, but Martin Hockney left club allegiance aside and helped in every way he could, and we appreciated that greatly. Argideen come out with the ball in the form of Cathal O'Donovan.
Well, just there, Peter Martin would be a good Donny man, so you'll see after every club.
Okay, always a good time to get in the plug for the Donnies. Donny, the ball goes forward to number 15, Sean Walsh, faced by the full-back. Sean Walsh playing it up the side, Bill Fleming racing inside, doesn't get possession, dispossessed by Joseph O'Sullivan. Joseph O'Sullivan out to the midfielder. James O'Driscoll give it back to Joseph O'Sullivan. Joseph O'Sullivan give it down the side to Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes back to Joseph O'Sullivan. A lot of blonde players in this outfield team. Must be something in the water out there. Ball comes across to Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes kicks it in, but it falls into the hands of Luke McCarthy. Luke McCarthy gives the ball out to number 14, Fergal Walsh. Testing ball for Matthew Lawton. Difficult to see what has happened down here, but Liam O'Shea has decided that Matthew has fouled the ball. So the free in on the 50-yard line, taking short, giving it back to Christopher Hayes. Christopher Hayes in the blue boots looks back for support from his other defenders, and he gets in the form of Michael McCarthy. Michael McCarthy to the full-back, ball hit across. Michael McCarthy gets it again. Out to the other Michael McCarthy, number 7, out as far as Joseph O'Sullivan. Joseph O'Sullivan, the left half forward position. Hand to toe, looking what he's going to do, playing the ball back towards Michael McCarthy. Kevin O'Leary gets the ball. He's robbed by Fergal Walsh, and Fergal Walsh wins the free. Fergal Walsh takes it quickly to his brother Sean. There's a bit of a shamazel off the ball here as well. The ball is kicked in, but Arfield come away with it. Come away with it in the form of Tyke Fien. Tyke Fien gives it to Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien gives it inside, takes the return from Conor Hayes, and there's a free into Arfield. About 40 yards out. Dara Holland looks to be struggling. He's not walking with any great fluency. And all the players at this end of the field at this moment, we have only one Argideen forward inside 65. Sorry, Donny, you want to come in there?
I suppose a great contribution to the game is the very sensible refereeing of Liam O'Shea, Carbery Rangers. I suppose it's great to see Liam refereeing this game. Liam was a former player with Carbery Rangers who received a serious leg injury when playing, and he couldn't go back playing, so he took up refereeing. Not alone refereeing, but he was secretary of his own club as well, and he's contributing a lot to the game with his sensible refereeing.
Yeah, we can have no quibs with that. He's been very good. Joseph O'Sullivan goes from distance, and it just goes outside the left-hand upright. There's an issue here down in front of us, and the referee is going to have to take control of this. I think Peter Welton and Dylan Harrington. Dylan Harrington has actually come on, so I'm not sure who's gone off. Is it Matthew Lawton? No, Matthew Lawton is still in there. It's probably Larkin O'Leary who was struggling early, and he's a huge loss from an Argideen point of view because he had the potential to get scores, get goals in particular. He's been the leading scorer in the championship from an Argideen point of view. He had 15 points to date, and him gone off certainly helps the Artfield cause greatly. So at this stage it looks as if Matthew Lawton is inside by himself. Ball played out of the fence, and Artfield gain possession in the middle of the field. Joseph O'Sullivan takes it quickly, gives it to Frank Hayes. Frank Hayes, who has been the outstanding player in the game so far. Yeah, playing it back to Joseph O'Sullivan. Joseph O'Sullivan kicks it inside to the full forward, and the full forward from distance goes for distance, and it goes slightly wide on the right hand side. So Liam O'Shea has decided that he has seen enough after 34 minutes, and he has blown for half time, and the half time score is 5 points to 2, and be perfectly honest, Argideen look to have a mountain to climb unless they change either tactics, or which they are unlikely to do, or else that they happen to break through the Ardfield defence. But at this moment in time, the Ardfield defence, having only conceded 2 points, looks very strong, looks very organised, very solid. So I'd say of the both teams, the St. James's team would certainly be the happier of the two. I think the outstanding player so far has been Frank Hayes. Well, he has only scored 1 point. He has been hugely effective. Dennis White has got a point, as has Joseph O'Sullivan, Aaron Hayes, and James O'Driscoll. And for Argideen, Fergal Walsh has a point, and Dara Holland has a point from a free. So that's the situation. Okay, Donald, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I suppose, look, like St. James are 5 points, Argideen are 2 points. But the one thing that you look at, like, is that St. James have 7 wides, Argideen have 1 wide. St. James didn't score since the 12th minute. So definitely Argideen Rangers are coming more into the game. But I feel Argideen Rangers are taking too much of the ball into contact when they're attacking. They have to have more players running off the ball and be prepared to take a chance, Peter.
Yeah, I agree with you, Donald. You won't win any West Cork Championship unless you take a risk. And I understand the game plan, and Paddy Cassan's philosophy is you don't take unnecessary risks, that you hold possession, you keep possession as much as possible, and that the openings will come. Now, I suppose it's fair to say, after 58 minutes over in Kilbrittain in the first game in the year against Barryroe, Argideen had only scored a goal and 2 points, and yet they succeeded in winning the match. But that might work occasionally, but more often than not it won't. You really do need to put scores on the board, and the scoreboard never lies. And what the scoreboard is telling me here is that both defences are well on top, and that the Airfield or the St. James's defence in particular seems to be rock solid and very well organised. And while Frank Hayes is the standout player and winning huge amount of possession, there isn't any corresponding player on the Argideen team that you could say is in line for man of the match at this moment in time. And as I said earlier, Larkin O'Leary going off is a huge loss, because the scoring threat and the goal scoring threat is very much gone there. So that's my take on it. And I hope I'm wrong, Donald, but this moment in time I think Argideen need to up the game big time if they have to repeat the 1994 victory. And I suppose just thinking back to 1994, you want to come in there, Donald? No problem.
Yeah, I suppose like Larkin is a huge loss to Argideen, because I saw him playing in Dunmanway against Tide McCorrick, and his contribution to the scoring in the game instead was unbelievable. Like, but I suppose like going forward, like I think Argideen still have it all to play for. They're probably a younger team than St. James's, and they probably will have the legs. Now, it is very interesting. What I want to comment about is the two managers, right? The managers on both teams, right, are the coaches on both teams. You have Paddy Cassan, who played for Cork, and Paddy, a fantastic coach. I suppose Paddy actually maintains and holding the ball. On the other hand, you have the coach for St. James's, who is Alan O'Shea. Now, Alan came to Ardfield a number of years ago, right? He actually was trained under the great Mico Dwyer. He played for Waterville. And you'd see a small bit of the Mico Dwyer, Alan O'Shea, Kerry situation with Ardfield. Where they get the chance, they're shooting for goal, you know?
Thanks, Donald. At this moment in time now, we seem to be in competition with the public address. Public address are introducing the Cora and Carbery Rangers teams of 25 years ago.
Representing the 1995 team is the captain of the side, Dennis O'Sullivan.
presentation is being made to Dennis O'Sullivan, captain of the Cora team that won in 1995. I've good reason to remember that because in 1994 we won our one and only West Cork Junior 8 Championship, and 95 we were beaten in the first round by Cora in Rossmore by a goal. It also coincided with our first defeat in 3 years. We had won a Junior B county in 93, a Junior A West Cork in 94, and didn't get the opportunity, as Donald had said earlier, to represent the division in the county championship as Kilbrittain were the nominated team. It also coincided with Canon Michael O'Brien coming to Timoleague, and as you can probably imagine, the emphasis went very much off the football and onto hurling, and I suppose that was justified in the context that in 1996 Argideen went on and won their first ever county junior hurling championship, beating Father O'Neill's in the final. But going back to the football situation, 94, that victory was achieved in a very competitive West Cork, where you had both Carbery Rangers and Elan Rovers first team competing in the competition. So it was actually a massive historical occasion. It was one we were hoping that we could stop talking about, and we're hoping that the team of 2002 would put it to right, and there's still the opportunity. Where there's life, there's hope, and the Argideen team is certainly capable of playing an awful lot better than is playing it in the first half. If there's a thing that they succeed, whoever wins here today go directly into the new Premier Junior Football Championship. And under normal circumstances, if you win your division, you have to go through and try and win a county, before you be promoted. But in this situation, you have a unique opportunity as such, because you would join the new Super Junior that has Kilmurray, Cove, St. Michael's, Buttevant, Cullen, Orne, the winners of Ballinhassig and Kinsale, and the winners of today's game between Argideen and St. James. And they in turn will be joined by St. Nick's, the Bears second team, Ballydesmond. So that's the level of competition that will be offered next year, and no doubt it will be a step up, but I'd say we'd gladly take that step up if we got the opportunity of getting there, because coming back to West Cork next year will be very difficult for any of these teams. Kilmacabea have been the dominant team in West Cork in recent years, winning 3 of the last 4 West Corks. The only punctuation to that, or the only exception to that, was in 2019 when it was won by Ardfield, and then last year Cora were victorious. And I suppose, in fairness, if there's been an unlucky team in this year's championship, it could well be said that was St. Mary's. St. Mary's defeated Ardfield by 5 points in the first game and held the upper hand for much of the knockout game over in Ballinacallega, and it was a late goal from Ardfield that secured victory. So St. Mary's will be a very tough nut to crack. So whoever wins today gets a massive opportunity of getting out of West Cork and showing what they're capable of in the new Super Junior County Championship. Donald?
I suppose, Peter, someone will be leaving West Cork, and I suppose of the 2 teams played today, Argideen and St. James, they've contributed tremendously to football and hurling in West Cork over the last number of years. I suppose St. James, they won the Junior B, both hurling and football. They won the hurling in 2005. They failed to win the football in 2005. They won the West Cork, but they're up Junior A since 2005. Argideen are up there a long time as well. Now, at the moment, being honoured are the Tyke McCorrick team of 95 and 97, and the Island Rovers team of 2006. Now, when we look at those players and those teams, there have been some fantastic players have played in West Cork finals. The likes of Pat Hegarty from Tyke McCorrick, the likes of Factor Collins from Island Rovers, the likes of Diarmuid Duggan from Island Rovers, the likes of Kieran Daly from Island Rovers, they all came up and contributed to big games in the Carbery division, and they all progressed to be playing senior football for Cork. Now, what I'd be asking Peter, at the moment, right, I know there's teams going up to Premier Junior. Are our grades, have we too many grades at the moment, right, at Cork County Board level, right? Is it not good for our competitions? Is it not good for producing players? When you look over the border and see what you have in Kerry, like, you have only, I know, the 12 senior football clubs. In Cork, you have 12 senior A and 12 Premier senior football clubs. So I think we'll have to seriously look at the whole lot in football and hurling as regards the number of grades we have.
Yeah, well, that's certainly a very valid point, Owen, but I believe the new system is actually a very fair system in that with just 12 teams in each competition and relegation brought back into play, which I think is absolutely critical, because a team gets the opportunity to find its own level, and if you're good enough, you win your competition, you go up to the next grade. Like Castlemartyr, for a case in point, we played hurling against them a couple of years ago. Now they're up 2 grades. You know, if you're good enough, you'll go up, and if you're not good enough, and if you get relegated, you get relegated for good reason, because the new system, the new round robin system, where everybody is given the opportunity of at least 3 games, is a very fair system, and you don't get to a final by accident. Even here today, while Argideen are probably very disappointed where they've been playing up to now, 16 teams were in this championship at the beginning. Everybody had an equal opportunity. Now, the teams that won the groups didn't actually get to the final at all. Ballinascarty, Cora, Randallogue, and I think St Mary's were the 4 teams that won the groups. But in knockout competition, it's very much on the day. But I think at least the new situation, it gives everybody the opportunity of having at least 3 games, which can only be a good thing. Now, comparing us to Kerry in football is, I'm not sure we're comparing apples, because I don't know, do they do anything else down there in Kerry, only play football and think about it, and you know, it's so important to them. And I suppose one unique thing about today's game also is that both clubs here are both dual clubs. Now, it could be said that Arfield have probably only played 1 hurling match, and that's nearly 2 months ago. This is Argideen's 10th championship match since the middle of July. They've been going almost every week, and they've had some real tough games. The hurling game against Ballygiblin up in Riverstone, while they were beaten 20 points to 17, was, in my opinion, probably one of the best performances they've ever put up. And that same Ballygiblin team is now in the county final and probably will be favourites to win it. So that Argideen team, you know, in fairness, we may sound critical of them, but we're far from critical, because realistically they've given us massive entertainment, and only one team will win a county in any year in a given grade. But if your team gives you and the supporters the opportunity of going out and supporting them 10 times in 2 months or in a season, they've more than answered their call. I know these guys, they've trained very diligently under Paddy Cassan in the football and under Paul Holland in the hurling, and certainly they don't own the jersey anything. The smallies are out here in front of us here now, and it's absolutely lovely to see them, and for them it's a moment that they no doubt will treasure and remember for a long time, because their clubs mightn't be in a West Cork final for a long time to come again, but they have the opportunity of go out here, both boys and girls, and you know, it's hugely important, and for them that's their little All Ireland, and it's an absolutely massive occasion here, and the backdrop of the herds of dairy cows in the back, in the lush land here around Ahihole, in the Lisavard catchment area, you know, is kind of an epitome of West Cork is all about, and football in West Cork is hugely important. So farming and football has come together here in Ahihole today. At Arfield come back out onto the pitch. The smallies are going back, exiting down to my right, and Argideen are coming back out also. Okay, clock. Just set the stopwatch here now. Yeah. Okay. Ready to train. Stopwatch ready. Okay. Liam O'Shea has the ball. Donald tells me that Donald McCarthy tells me that Argideen have the wind. I don't think the wind is a big factor. Ball is thrown in. Argideen break away. Jory Crowley gives it to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew Ginnivan inside to Owen Lawton. Back to Jory Crowley. Out the wing here to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming. Something has happened off the ball. Bill Fleming just about to shoot. It appears that the Arfield player was checked on his run. The referee talking to Jerry Crowley. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the referee, the West Cork board, and everybody who made this occasion possible. We are often critical of people like Donald here next to me and the West Cork board when decisions are made that we don't agree with. But very often they're the people who take the jobs that nobody else wants. They're the people who organise everything, who get the referees, who get the pitches, who do all the thankless jobs. So I think it's fair that they be acknowledged as without the huge voluntary effort of people like Donald, Tommy Lyons and Aidan O'Rourke and Martina Burns and the great stalwart from Ballineen, former referee David White. People like that make the whole thing possible. Now again, there's been a big hold up in play. The outfield player that's on the ground is Joseph O'Sullivan. Liam Hockney is certainly the busier of the two physios. Jory Crowley has been spoken with by the referee. I don't think he got a card. I didn't see a card, but again, Argideen. It's game restarts with a free to Arfield. That was foolish by Argideen because they certainly had an opening at that time, and the openings have been scarce up to now. Ball played forward to Christopher Hayes, centre back. Give it inside. Darragh Donovan bursts out in a real determined fashion, gets possession, gives it back to Sean Hinchin. Sean Hinchin across to Paddy Butler. Paddy Butler giving the ball inside to Cathal O'Donovan. Cathal O'Donovan kick it out here to Finbar Walsh. Finbar Walsh. Argideen are very slack up front, only Matthew Lawton inside, and they continue to be extremely patient. No panic yet. No panic, but equally no progress. I'll kick forward to Dara Holland, probably too far forward. Joseph O'Sullivan gets it. Joseph O'Sullivan dances his way out to the defence. Did well, beat three Argideen Rangers players. Gives it forward to Aaron Hayes. He's faced by a number of Argideen players. Gives it across to Joseph O'Sullivan. Misses Joseph O'Sullivan. It comes to Kevin O'Leary. Ball hit inside to the full forward Conor Hayes. Give it back to Aaron Hayes. And Aaron Hayes looks to be cutting through the defence. Coming back on his right foot. Very unlucky ball, just the wind caught it the last second, the ball goes wide on the left hand side. So Argideen, through no fault of their own, are still in this game, only 3 points in it, but they really do need to take a chance, I suppose, and be a bit more adventurous and a bit more positive. Okay, Luke McCarthy is lining up the kick up. This time he's going longer. He gets to Paddy Butler, gives it to Fergal Walsh. Fergal Walsh across to Darragh Donovan. This is a small bit more promising. Darragh Donovan coming up the field. Darragh in the midfield position goes long to Nacho Lawton. He wins it. That's the first long ball that they've played. Nacho gives it back to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming under pressure. Give it to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew Ginnivan and Arfield hunt them back out the field. Goes as far as Finbar Butler to Matthew Lawton to Finbar Butler. And Argideen now becoming quite predictable again. Jory Crowley, will he make something happen? He gives it Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming tries his luck from distance and wide on the right hand side. Okay. definitely worth the try in such a tight, low-scoring game. A point is big, and if anybody gets a goal, you can nearly take it, but that will probably have a huge influence in the final result. Okay, Niall Evans lining up the kick out. Hangs high in the air. Kevin O'Brien is under it. Ball breaks. Jerry Crowley goes in for it. Owen Lawton falls over it. Ball is on the ground. It's Arfield come away with it again in the form of Kevin O'Leary and Aaron Hayes. The distinctive run and speed of Aaron Hayes. Definitely the most exciting player. Gives it inside to Frank Hayes. This could be Dennis Welton. Ball is half blocked. Good save by Luke McCarthy. Argideen lucky to escape. Still in the game, but only just. Ball comes out as far as on Lawton. Argideen work it forward, and they're grand as far as here. From here up now, the problems begin. Finbar Butler to Bill Fleming, right half our position. Midfield, I suppose. Give it to Owen Lawton. Give it back to Bill Fleming. Kick it cross field to Jerry Crowley. Has to come back out the field to retrieve it. Tackled by Kevin O'Brien. Jerry Crowley give it across to Sean Hinchin. Kicking the ball out here. Foot past Finbar Butler. Finbar Butler attempting to cut inside, trying to make something happen. Fisting the ball inside to Matthew Lawton. Matthew Lawton to his brother Owen from distance. Will the wind bring it in? No. Wide at the far side. Well, at least Argideen have had a couple of shots at goal in the last couple of minutes, which is more than can be said from in the entire first half. Well, both of them have been wide, but not by much. Looks like Kevin O'Leary is coming over to the sideline. Is he coming off? Not sure. Number 10 is coming in for Dennis Welton. Number 10 is Ian Evans. Ian Evans goes into left corner forward position. The ball in the middle of the field. Jerry Crowley across to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming, soling left-footed, looks for Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh, give it back to Bill Fleming. Jinks inside, tries his luck. Poor effort, enough. And Argideen bring the ball out the field. Ball coming as far as Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien being chased by Sean Walsh. And it's the older man that keeps the possession. Give it back to a centre back. The centre back, Christopher Hayes, takes the return ball, getting into a scoring position. Give it across to Conor Hayes, out to Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien is fouled by Paddy Butler. Straight in front of the goal, about 40 yards out. Probably good scoring opportunity, probably for Joseph O'Sullivan. It was more clumsy than deliberate, but I think Liam O'Shea is still having a word, and he's actually given him a black card, which is an absolute disaster from an Argideen point of view, because they lose probably their most influential player, their midfielder, for the next 10 minutes. So if I can have a look at the clock there. Yeah, 8 minutes gone in the second half, losing Paddy Butler, having already lost Larkin O'Leary. Things are looking particularly bleak for Argideen at this moment in time. As Joseph O'Sullivan kicks the free and kicks it over the bar. So that's been a killer blow now. 6 points to 2 in favour of Argideen, or in favour of Arfield, and they're also up a man, an extra man. So it will demand something quite spectacular from Argideen. Owen Lawton wins possession in the middle of the field, wins the mark, and decide to keep playing, but Liam O'Shea is insisting that he goes back and takes the mark. Okay, Finbar Butler gives it back to Owen Lawton. Back to Finbar Butler. This definitely won't go down as the greatest West Cork final of all time. The ball kicked forward. Possession lost by Argideen. Ball breaks to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew Ginnivan looking for Matthew Lawton. Matthew Lawton pass to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming through the middle. locked up, gives it back to Matthew Lawton, and the Ardfield defence in complete control of the situation. There are almost 10 minutes gone. Okay, and the score is 6 points to 2. Argideen built slowly from the back. The ball over at the far side with Fergal Walsh wearing 14. He draws the free and he wins the free off Tyke Fien. This is a scoring opportunity, and they're being few and far between from an Argideen perspective, so it would be very important that Dara Holland would convert this. It's not an easy free by any manner or means. It's a free that Argideen certainly need, and a score that Argideen desperately need. 6 points to 2, playing with 14 men and not looking great at this moment in time. Maybe a score might ignite the situation and hopefully kickstart a better final 20 minutes performance. Dara kicks it with great accuracy to bring us back within a goal of St. James's. It's 6 points to 3. Just over 10 minutes gone in the second half. Conditions perfect. The football, from a purest point of view, certainly hasn't been a classic. Okay, but the winners won't care one iota about that. Today is all about the victory, all about winning West Cork, all about getting into the new quick route into the new Super Junior competition. And Joseph O'Sullivan wins possession around the middle of the field. Plenty of support there. The ball comes out as far as the sub, Niall Evans. Even though he's the sub, he's wearing number 10. He's on the starting lineup, back to the centre back, Christopher Hayes. Christopher Hayes goes forward, loses the ball, and it's Owen Lawton that wins it. Owen Lawton is coming into the game a bit more, plays the ball back to Bill Fleming. Bill Fleming give it across to Sean Hinchin, out to Andrew Ginnivan. Andrew Ginnivan down as far as Cahill. Cahill inside to Fergal Walsh, inside to Johnny Crowley, inside to Dylan Harrington. Dylan Harrington giving it's inside. It's a nothing ball really. It was too difficult. 50-50 ball. There was 3 outfield players there, and Johnny Crowley inside in the middle. It was asking an awful lot for him to try and get it. The ball comes across here between Bill Fleming and Joseph O'Sullivan, and I think Bill Fleming probably got a hand to it because it looks like it's a line ball to outfield. It is. Ball goes back to number 30 for Arfield, who come on. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. I'm not sure who he has come on for. Ball go up the far side, Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes giving it outside to number 5, Peter Walton, back to Aaron Hayes. Give it inside to number 7, Michael McCarthy. Michael McCarthy going forward, looking for the free. Hasn't got it. Dara Donovan won possession and lost it just as quickly, and Arfield have it back. Aaron Hayes out to number 18. Number 18 has also come on for Paul O'Sullivan, has also come on for Arfield. Ball goes across to number 2, Michael McCarthy. Michael McCarthy to Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes playing it across to number 18. Paul O'Sullivan giving it outside to Peter Wilton. He's intercepted, his hand pass was intercepted by Sean Hinchin. Sean Hinchin, nephew of the great Mark Foley, grandson of Michael Foley, who was involved with Victor Smith and myself in 1994. Arfield cutting through here, Conor Hayes off his fist. And Conor Hayes fist Arfield further ahead, so it's 7 points to 3. Conor Hayes, number 14. Argideen take the kick out, goes as far as Owen Lawton. Owen Lawton loses possession, and Arfield come forward quickly. Aaron Hayes, and this looks real danger. Aaron Hayes tearing through the middle, give it inside to Frank Hayes, and kicking the point. Owen Lawton coughed up, easy possession there, and Arfield after getting 2 points in quick succession. So they now lead by 8 points to 3, and they're looking very much in the ascendancy.
Yeah, Paddy or Peter Reid, the senior of Paddy Buckler has had a fierce effect on Argideen Rangers, and they'll have to stick in there for the next 3 or 4 minutes until Paddy come back on, like, you know. So it is after changing the game big time, like the senior off of Paddy Buckler.
Okay. Andrew Ginnivan tried his luck there from the right half forward position, claiming he's gone over the bar, but the umpire doesn't agree with it, so the umpire's opinion is the most important one. There are 15 minutes gone in the second half, and it's 8 points to 3. And as I say, from an Argideen perspective, things are not looking good. Now 11 lines to kick out, goes long, ball, Kevin O'Brien is under the ball and wins great possession. Under a lot of pressure from Sean Hinchin. He gives it inside to Joseph O'Sullivan. Has it knocked away from him by Fergal Walsh. Ball back with James O'Driscoll. James O'Driscoll, the outfield midfielder, loses possession. He's adjudged to have touched it on the ground, and Argideen get the opportunity of coming forward. Take it quickly. Bill Fleming, faced by number 30, gives the ball inside to Dara Donovan. Dara Donovan coming forward, gets the advantage from the referee, gives it to Fergal Walsh, and Sean Walsh. Argideen need to drive forward. Sean Walsh could be the man to do it. He's under a lot of pressure. He needs a bit of support. He gets in the form of Dara Donovan to Jerry Crowley. Jerry Crowley out to Bill Fleming, and Argideen need to be more direct at this stage. Bill Fleming looking back out the field to Dylan Harrington. Somebody needs to take a risk and try and cut through the outfield defence, because if not, there's no doubt who the winner is going to be. Bill Fleming gets the ball, takes an absolute galley on. It goes in as far as Sean Walsh and catches it under fierce pressure. He has about 5-6 outfield players around him, and he's adjudged to have overcarried. In fairness to outfield, it reminds you of Tyrone, how effective they are when there's any player gets possession in close to the goal. They just swarm them, and they have loads of defenders back. Bringing the ball out in the form of Joseph O'Sullivan. Joseph O'Sullivan kicking it up the field as far as Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes kick it across to Niall Evans, who came on there a few minutes ago. Kicking the ball into Frank Hayes. He gets inside Finbar Walsh. He gets inside Finbar Walsh and kicks another point. He really is on fire, Frank Hayes. He's the man of the match without a doubt, Dolan, so far, unless something dramatic will happen. But at 9 points to 3 at this stage, it's looking more and more like Arfield. Paddy Buckler is back onto the field for Argideen, so there's a bit of relief in that. With 17, nearly 18 minutes gone, Paddy Buckler kicks the ball inside to one of the Welsh twins, and he floats a lovely, it's actually Fergal, floats a lovely point over from the centre forward position. 9 points to 4, and while Argideen aren't playing well, definitely with the players they have on the pitch, 2 Walshes who have won the red jersey with Cork at minor level, and Dara Holland, even though Dara looks to be hampered by injury today, they're still capable, if they probably will need to get at least 1 goal. Now, this stage, the outfield goalkeeper, Niall Evans, goes long again, looking for Kevin O'Brien, and an incredible display of high fielding by Kevin O'Brien. Give it inside to Conor Hayes. Conor Hayes, son of Eleanor, Carbery, our Lisavard milk advisor. Congratulations to Eleanor and her husband, who won a house in the St. James's Draw in conjunction with Fermoy, and I think it was possibly Douglas. But it looks like there might be other reasons to celebrate in Arfield this evening as Argideen come forward with the ball. Cathal Donovan gives it to Andrew Ginnivan. The veterinary surgeon gives it to the veterinary surgeon's son. The ball is kicked in toward Sean Walsh. Sean Walsh give it across, but it's too far ahead of Dara Holland, and Kevin O'Brien is back there to tidy up the situation. It was for a split second there, it looked like there was an opening, but Arfield are completely in control there at the back. Niall Evans stalling out as far as the 21-yard line, giving it back to number 30. Number 30 with the blue boots. Great ball up to the wing forward, Niall Evans. Now Arfield are playing more direct football, they can afford to. And the full forward looking for Frank Hayes. And in fairness, Finbar, you need to be far tighter on Frank Hayes than that. You're giving way too much room. Ball being hit in. A great save by Luke McCarthy. And certainly he was tackled late. And looks to be hurt. And Hayes was argued probably that he was going for the ball, but Luke McCarthy did very well, the young goalkeeper who saved the penalty from Brian O'Driscoll in the semi-final. Fortunately, he looks to be okay. Ian Kelleher, former Newtown Chandram hurler, native of Kilbrittain, now is physio for the day for Argideen Rangers. Goes in, it tends to loop, the ball comes out the field, and there's 20 minutes gone, nearly 21, and Argideen need to make something happen. Fergal Walsh is a long ways from goal. Plays the ball back to Finbar Butler, across to Andrew Ginnivan. Colin Smith has come on for Argideen. Bill Fleming from huge distance, and unfortunately from his point of view the ball goes wide at the wrong side.
The half-time score in Cork in the Premier Senior Hurling semi-final is St Finbar's 113 and Newtown Chandram 11 points.
Okay. Thanks, Donald. Sorry, what was the score there, Brian? Again?
11 points.
In favour of St Finbar's. So it's looking like St Finbar's under Rockies for the county final. But back here in Ahiol, the Arfield goalkeeper kicking the ball out to the middle of the field, aiming for Kevin O'Brien again. The winners here will meet Kilmurray in the next round of the county competition, but regardless of the result there, they will be promoted to the new Super Junior competition. As Argideen come forward, Andrew Ginnivan going long this time. Ball breaks inside to Matthew Lawton, but again the Arfield defence is very strong. They dispossess Matthew Lawton and they come out in force and in numbers. Ball with Michael McCarthy. Number 7, give it back to Kevin O'Brien, who has had a huge game also from Arfield perspective. Back to Peter Welton, and Arfield can afford to play around with it at this stage. They don't look to be in any big danger from what I can see. Ball over at the far side, Bill Fleming wins it, gives it to Paddy Butler. Back in towards Jerry Crowley. Jerry Crowley trying to make something happen, gives it to Fergal Walsh, and Fergal tries his luck, but he was off balance and it was never on target, and it's gone out hopelessly wide. How many? Four wide, sure. They're certainly creating more chances, but they most certainly aren't looking like West Cork winners at this moment in time. Ball kicked out to the middle of the field, breaks to Argideen. It's with Sean Hinchin. Sean Hinchin give it back to Owen Lawton. Owen Lawton going in, gives it to Colin Smith. Colin didn't really look. High ball into the square. Gary Owen ball. No, but it's all Arfield in there. There are 5 or 6 defenders in there, and in fairness, Sean Walsh had no help. Argideen are, I suppose, ultra defensive and have been all year, so it's hard to change from the tactics that they've been trained. Now Phil coming forward in the form of Niall Evans. Looks like he was tripped, and he was tripped, and it's a free, and Andrew Ginnivan the guilty party in that instance. So
you just mentioned there that Argideen are defensive, Peter, but I think Argideen now, there's only 6-7 minutes to go, and they know that if they're not going to attack St James's like that, there's only going to be one result. So I think that Paddy Kisan as coach, he had to change his tactics here, and get the players going forward. You saw in the last move there where there was 5 St James's players inside in the square picking up the Sean Welch. And then you had 10 Argideen players on their own half of the field. Argideen are not going to win the game, Peter, by basically the type of football they're playing.
I think Donald, I agree with you. I think I've been saying that with nearly 40 minutes at this stage, and I understand that they've achieved a great lot by getting to the final, but these are the situations we find ourselves in, and again Frankie is causing a problem. Finbar Butler fouls him there in front of the goal. This looks a certain point that will probably make the score 10 points to 4. There is no doubt who the better team is here today, and it's St. James, and Argideen will be hugely disappointed with their performance. Only 4 points in it. Frank Hayes lines up the free, and it steals inside the left end upright. So it's 10 points to 4. Game over, bar a miracle at this stage. So the fine crowd here at Ahiola, I suppose it's fair to say they've been treated to a poor enough game of football. This stage just 25 and a half minutes gone. There's no way Argideen will win this without getting goals. Finbar Butler coming forward, giving it to Sean Hinchin. Sean Hinchin kicking it forward to Sean Walsh. But, Sean appears to be fouled. See that Sean Maxwell is on the pitch, as is Colin Smith. Not certain who's gone off. Bill Fleming has the ball, takes it quickly to Owen Lawton. Owen Lawton kicks it wide. Now that's about the last thing that Argideen need at this stage. As I say, the team has been on the road almost every week with the last 10 weeks, and I suppose to a large extent that fatigue has caught up with them. I know they were quite disgruntled and annoyed of having to play Cora just 2 or 3 days after having played Russell Rovers in the hurling championship, but they won that game, and they've had 8 or 9 days to freshen up, but they're playing like a tired team today, and they certainly won't be looking back on today with any sweet memories.
Peter, I think we are praising the new system while ago, but I think the new system has a serious problem for double affiliated teams, and you can see it there in Argideen, the amount of games they have to play in a very short period with hurling and football. And I think our season again will have to be seriously looked at. It is too short.
Yeah, possibly. I see where the All-Ireland final is being brought back 1 week done, so that will probably even have put more pressure on the club for the coming year. But definitely the dual clubs, it's very difficult for them to go to the well week after week. And Argideen, in fairness, as I say, having played 10 championship matches, I suppose Arfield are lucky in the context that they've only played 1 hurling game. Ball is kicked in by Colin Smith, and it's gone out for 45. But this game is winding down to its kind of inevitable conclusion. But nothing to take from St. James's. From their point of view, they came with a job to do, and they've done it very well. And definitely the team has, if anything, has progressed from the team that won the West Cork for the first time in 2019. Great credit to them out there. We have great admiration for them. I remember going into their dressing room in 2019 after a ball breaks to Paddy Butler, and Argideen get what could be a consolation point, 10 points to 5. Both pulling from a very small catchment area, outfield wedged in between Carbery Rangers and Clonakilty. They're a very close and a tight group, and we have nothing but the highest admiration for them. Would we like to beat them? We most certainly would love to beat them today, but if we were to not to win, there is nobody else we prefer to win than them, because we have so much in common and with them as a small catchment area. So, great fielding again by Kevin O'Brien, who's been absolutely outstanding in the second half. Liam O'Shea is giving a free to Argideen Rangers. It's gone forward, but poorly taken free by Jerry Crowley, and they lose possession. And this looks like certainly curtains for Argideen as Aaron Hayes gains possession, puts the ball through the middle. It looks like James O'Driscoll was fouled by Sean Maxwell, so it's only compounding the situation. Like, giving away frees at this stage of the game is only slowing down the game, playing into the hands of St. James's. So Argideen will look back on 2022 as a very successful year in the context that they gave the hurling such a good rattle, and congratulations to Paul Holland, who did a wonderful job building on the work that is done there before by Barry Hart. Probably, another outfield point there by Joseph O'Sullivan. Two additional minutes. So 2 goals would do it, but they need to come very quickly. Ball is kicked across the field to Paddy Butler. Paddy Butler, give it to Colin Smith. They need to let it in. They need to let it in regardless. They need to let it in. Goes down. A good hit there. Owen Lawton was going for the ball, but he was bundled off it by, I think it was number 18. Ball hit into Dara Holland. Dara Holland gets inside his man, comes back out the field, but again the outfield defence is very strong. Paddy Butler, high ball to Owen Lawton. He does well to win it, but he's surrounded again by the blanket defence of St. James, and the free is given out against him. There can be no complaints. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll continue on with in Argideen with just having that victory in 1994 to savour, because the clock tells me that time is up and there's no way back for Argideen. So the team of 94 will be still the only West Cork junior football champions from Timoleague. Ball is hit across. Bill Fleming wins good possession, gives it to Colin Smith, but he is adjudged to have thrown the ball. So it's running to its inevitable conclusion here. I think there are no doubt, but St. James's are the better team on the day, and they will be very formidable in the new grade. Argideen will go back to play football, junior football in West Cork next year, and I've no doubt they'll be hugely competitive, because there's a lot of young players out there. There's only, I think, 2 players over the age of 26 on the Argideen team, and a lot of them have come through the IBN system. Young Walshes, Andrew Ginnivan, Sean Hinchin, Larkin O'Leary, and all of those will only get better. So I have no doubt that a round of applause there for Joseph O'Sullivan, captain of the outfield team in 2019, and the game is over and it finishes on the scoreline 11 points to 5. And all congratulations to St. James's. They were the better team from the word go. They put the scores on the board. Probably should have been further ahead at half time. Argideen, I'd say, would be bitterly disappointed with their performance. But I think, in fairness, as I said over and over again, that team playing both hurling and football almost week after week with the last 2 months, it's asking an awful lot of them, and I think they can hold their heads high. Getting to county quarter-final in intermediate hurling and getting to West Cork Junior A football final. Listen, they don't know anybody anything, and as I say, they most certainly will be back. But full congratulations to Ardfield, who win their second ever title. Win it in 2019 against Ballinascarthy in Timoleague, and win it today for the second time. So well done, St. James's, and big loyal as far as Argideen is concerned. So on Rudis, Onus, whatever is rare is wonderful, and it's been rare enough for Ardfield to win West Cork titles. So as I say, absolute congratulations to them, and we wish them the very best of luck in the county. Okay, and hopefully Argideen will have better days than this, and I no doubt they will have. But just thanks to everybody for making this occasion so special, particularly the Ahi Old Club, the referee, the officials, the West Cork board, everybody that had contributed. Okay, thanks, Donald. Now we're just getting ready for the presentation, and the outfield captain, Conor Hayes, will be getting the cup. Richard Hinchin's getting worried there. He's passing member of the Kilmurray team, and I believe me, Ardfield will give Kilmurray and anybody else plenty of it. They're a fine footballing team. So just getting ready for the presentation. Aidan O'Rourke is down there on the platform, and he'll be presenting the cup to the outfield captain, Christopher Hayes. So not alone is it good enough to win a house, but to win the West Cork as well. So Eleanor Hayes will be a very happy lady in outfield tonight. Yeah. And I think the man of the match is being announced, and I'd be very surprised if there'll be anybody other than Frank Hayes. possibly Kevin O'Brien, but yeah.
When you come down here to the wire, please.
Shouldn't have made.
I suppose we'll head on down a bit.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. No doubt. I've been saying it all day, yeah.
Two wins out of three.
Didn't they?
Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match for the Bandon Co-op Junior A Football Championship Final is from St. James's, Alan Hayes. Do we have the captain from St. James's, Alan Hayes, please? And can we have of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome here from the Bandon Co-op, our main sponsor for the Junior A Football Championship, Ger Brickley. Ger, would you like to say a few words?
Thanks very much. Just on behalf of Bandon Co-op, I'd like to congratulate the Carbery Region on winning a great championship this year. I'd like to congratulate both teams and the officials on the sporting occasion. It was a great game of football, competitive throughout and fair play. And I'd like to congratulate the winners. Thank you.
On behalf of the Carbery board, first of all, I'd like to thank all such a huge crowd for coming today, for two wonderful sporting teams who gave us a real good display on how to defend. So lads, well done to both of you. To Argideen Rangers, I know it's not nice to lose, but they're a very young team, and I think you'll go a long way in the coming years. Well done to Argideen. I'd like to thank the local club here, St. Albert Crickets, for the wonderful arrangements they have in place today. The place was absolutely pristine, so well done to Argideen. Take a bow. I'd like to thank the referee, Liam O'Shea, and his officials for doing a wonderful job. Absolutely outstanding. So Liam, thank you very much, and we hope to see a lot more of you in the near future. Well done. So there's nothing further to do, only to ask the captain. Okay, can we get the team lads in behind, come around the back, come around the back, around the back, around the back, that's it. Come right around the back, that's it, come right around the back. We need them to sign clear here. Lads, we need them to sign clear, around the back, up to the side, into the side. Well done, well done, well done. So we have Ger Brickley on behalf of the Bandon Co-op to present the cup to the winning captain. Well done. Okay. So we're going to have a few words from the winning captain of the St. James's victorious team.
Thanks very much. First of all, thanks for hosting us today. It's absolutely super. Hold it up. Did a great job. Thank the rest. All the officials did a super job. It was a cleaned up game and it was a super job today. Thank you very much. Today, you grew up a super performance. We came playing it. It's all Chris. there's always a fierce battle between us, but you have a super team there and you're going to go very far in the future. So 3 cheers for the team. Excellent St. James's. I'd like to thank all the selectors, Super, Finton, Fish, Kieran Cronin, Martin White, everyone that helped us through the year, Annie Basti, Chris Sullivan for the food. Especially thanks to Martin Hockney. He's 10 years being our physio this year, so a massive round of applause for Martin Hockney. He's a super manager. He's tough on us, but he's love at the end of it, and we're very lucky to have him. So, Say special thanks to our fans and all the supporters. You've been absolutely super all year.
I suppose a special thanks now to all my teammates.
You couldn't ask for a better bunch of lads, and I think we're just the best players. I can't wait to keep playing with you for years to come.
I don't know how it's put in centre. I don't know how it's put in centre. With me here is, I suppose, long-time Sovereign Secretary of the St. James's Club, Liam Evans. Liam has done tremendous work in the St. James's Club with a long number of years. Liam, what does it mean to be going up County Premier Junior next year in Cork County from a club which came from, I suppose, struggled over a number of years, but you have found your right place now in Carbery football. What does it mean, Liam?
Considering that we had no under 21 minor or under 16 teams for the last 6 years, and to pull off 2 Carbery Junior A's and be going up a grade, I think it's a tremendous achievement. And a lot of it is down to the younger blood coming into the team, like Conor here, Chris Dorr, Niall Evans, Dennis White, Peter Welton. All these lads have come in this year and freshened up the whole thing and put new life into the whole team again. And it's tremendous. And I think we'll do Carbery proud when we get up in the Premier Junior.
Yeah, that's well done, Liam. And I suppose like last year, I saw something happen last year. We ran a third Junior C, Junior D championship. And first of all, you were fielding maybe in 11, 12, 13. And by the final, 18, 19. And you were regrouping. And he won that final side in Arfield, and I think it was Dale Stevens this morning. And I could see myself that the Arfield club were coming into a good place, right? And like I think like that, I suppose over the past number of years, the contribution of Alan O'Shea has been tremendous.
Alan has been absolutely immense for our club. I suppose winning the Junior C, I think last year that's the platform for winning Junior A today. It brought a whole pile of lads through, lads that were on the verge of giving up playing football, and they stuck with it. And I think the momentum carried on from there. Winning that Junior C was huge for us. Huge.
Well, I must ask Conor now. Conor, as captain of St. James's, what does it mean to you?
It's absolutely a massive honour. We picked the captains back in January when we just started pre-season, and we all sat down and discussed what we wanted from the year. And when Alan picked me, I knew it's the same as being a player, but it's an extra responsibility as well. You feel like you have to drive other players on, and there's absolutely no need for that on this team because absolutely everyone's a leader. It's absolutely full of leaders. A lot of the old fellas now, they're saying it, like Kevin O'Brien and all of them, they're just fucking legends in the club, and the fact that we still have them to lean on and give advice and everything is absolutely massive, and it's going to benefit us massively in the years to come.
Well, I was involved in the commentary, and I was looking like a fair play to Argideen, they beat the champions, like McCorrick, and they came here today, but you had two managers, or two coaches involved. You had one, Paddy Cassan. Paddy's type of football is a defensive type of football. I think he grew for that today, right, okay? And then your own man, Alan O'Shea, you could see one thing here, that he was definitely came up on the mick with the wire. Because I think he had 7 wides in the first half, he had 3 wides in the second half, but at least when he came within scoring distance, he wasn't afraid to take the shots, right? And I think a lot of that has been down to Alan, the way he coached.
Oh, massively, yeah. We do. Taking points is about 50% of every training that we go through, and he's absolutely instilled in us. The training could start at 7:30, but when he says 7:30, it means you're on the pitch at 7 kicking points for half an hour before training even starts, and it's just instilled in us now, and I think it's going to carry on in Airfield even if whenever he retires from managing or whatever. I think he's creating a passion there for it. I think that he's setting a culture of football that we're happy to play like.
Yeah, and I suppose again the contribution that Liam and his family has made to Arfield has been unbelievable over the last number of years. Now, I worked with Liam as secretary of the Carbery board, and Liam was a fantastic secretary of the club, and look, I have no doubt that Arfield going forward, they have not interfere in Premier football with the type of football they are playing, right? And I know Liam, have you arrangements for tonight, or what's happening in the mountain tonight?
I think the fires are lighting already, don't they?
So Liam, well done, Conor. Well, here we have, I suppose, the man that has masterminded the whole thing outside in St. James's over the last number of years, since he came from Waterville to Arfield, right? His contribution as a coach has been unbelievable. You could see it out there today, that, as I said in the commentary, that we had 2 coaches. We had Paddy Cassan from Argideen Rangers, who was playing kind of a negative type of football, build up and try and score. But you had Alan O'Shea, coach to St. James's, who had his players, they weren't afraid to take shots. Now they scored 11 points, right? Alan, how do you feel now, and basically what does this mean for you and for the Arfield club?
Oh, everything. It's our dream really. At the start of the year, we're ranked 7th in the championship, in the Junior A championship, and to win it. I knew in February, no, in the January I met the players, and I saw it in their eyes that they wanted to win. That was the bottom line. People don't realise how good these fellas are. We've Aaron Hayes there that is as good as anyone. As good as anyone. I say he's the best forward in West Cork. And you've James Driscoll midfield, and we have subs there Oh, like they're very talented altogether. Like.
Yeah, Alan. I suppose like you must have you have good players. They are very, very interested. I was talking to your captain there, Conor Donovan, right?
Conor Hayes.
Conor Hayes, yeah.
Yeah.
Conor Hayes,
Conor Hayes.
Conor Hayes, and like I'd say he must have led by example. And to see those players, like he had fantastic players, because I know the man of the match went very tight, like. And what do you call it? Like I thought the fielding at centre field of David O'Brien was tremendous.
Kevin O'Brien, yeah. Outstanding. Like, but like they're warriors. Like they never die. Like, you know, they whatever you tell them to do, they do it. They don't complain. They just get on with it. And when if you're training at 10 o'clock, they're all there. And they have a great bond with each other. Everyone gets on with each other, and they're honest lads, and that's bottom line.
Yeah. I suppose Kevin, again, I said it the same night to Liam Evans there. I suppose the way he took the Junior C, Junior D football last year, and the way he organised it, and he won it out eventually. And I think he started with about 12
players,
and he ended up with about 20, because I had to be at the final outside Narfield on the streams this morning.
12 players, and 5 of them played today.
And like, I think that sounds well, right, that you're bringing in players now. He had no minor under 21 teams there with a few years, right? But again, I think Arfield is in a good place going forward.
It's in a great place, because we have young fellas coming through now. We have very good players from 15, 16, 17. They're coming through, and they will be good, because they're good backgrounds and they want to play for the club.
Yeah. So Alan, I suppose there'll be big celebrations tonight in the mountain.
Oh yeah, and tomorrow.
Yeah. And I suppose, look, you're up Premier Junior football next year, but I know going out that the St James Club will represent the Carbery division in the Premier Junior football. You're playing Kilmurray, who'll be one of the favourites for it, like, you know. Yeah. So like, and I've no doubt that she'll go out and represent the Carbery division with pride.
We will, yeah. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Alan.
Thanks.
Lady captain.
Aaron, man of the match. What does it mean to be man of the match in the Carbery Bandon Co-op sponsored final of 2022?
Yeah, I suppose man of the match. I suppose like it's obviously a nice accolade, but it's not what I came here for today. It was to get the win. And I don't know how it was picked. Like the team was absolutely unbelievable. You could have picked any one of those 15 lads. Of the 20 lads, it's the subs that we're bringing on and everything. Like it's just an unbelievable team performance, and just so lucky to be a part of that. Like.
Well, I suppose Aaron, going down the years, I've seen you involved with Carbery at different levels, especially at hurling, and also now we'll play tribute to him here today. The late John Cochran actually had him as one of his main players when Carbery won the Premier 2 minor hurling, right?
Yeah.
And John has always said to me, he said, we're going to see more of Aaron Hayes yet.
Yeah. Well, today's not about me, like, so look, it's obviously nice to hear those sort of things, but today was we're getting the win, and luckily we were able to pull together, took a good lead at the start, and we were able to hold on to it and to build on it, so just very happy.
Now, what I want to ask is, right, okay, you have a fantastic trainer there, and then Alan O'Shea, right?
Yeah.
What would be your thoughts on Alan? How is he building?
Like, the commitment that Alan gives to this team and to this parish is absolutely unbelievable. He just gets an extra 20% out of every single player, don't know where we'd be without him. We were flirting with it for years before he was around, and he just gave us the extra edge. And this year we weren't sure was he going to take us on. We pleaded with him, and geez, thank God we did, because he's just a massive advantage to have. And he cares so much, we care so much, and it's just a great team and a great dynamic that we have together.
Yeah, Alan, and another thing, right, that I suppose it was a great sign, like that. I think 5 of the players that played in the league or the Junior D Championship final last year.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it just shows Alan's mad driving people to get out training. We're having 20, 25 at training every single night. It just makes a huge difference. We've young lads who didn't get a run today, but next year, the year after, they're going to be thereabouts and competing at a county level. It's just going to be massive for everyone. Really.
And I suppose his method of play, I know he had 7 wides in the first half, but they were narrowly wide, some of them, right?
Yeah.
But at least, right, you were willing to take the shots.
Yeah. No, we're here to play football. It's 100%. We don't play a sweeper by choice. Sometimes our parents is forced, but we want to play football. Run off the shoulder, kick the ball. It's just fun. It's more enjoyable this way we play it, and it's good enough to get a win as well, so we can't complain.
No, as you're saying about man of the match, I think man of the match was very tight.
Yeah,
I think you
so.
shaded it. I think
Frankie
your name said Frankie Hayes was very, and of course what's his name, Kevin O'Brien at centre field. Was that his fielding was unbelievable. Like,
yeah,
you know? So like he all did it. It is great. Like, and I think what is happening like is that the older lads are staying with you, and you're coming up with
100%. They're driving us on. Like,
well done, Dermot. I couldn't let it go without
thanks.
Right, all right.
Yeah.
Dermot, I suppose you were one of the long-serving players at St James's. You played for Carbery at all levels, and you have given great commitment. What would you say this victory is? What made it? What made it this year?
I don't know. I suppose look, the lads. I don't know. They made changes, which after the first game, I suppose we came up here in Ahiol, whenever it was against Mary's the first day. I suppose we thought we performed okay. We didn't perform for a while, and I think the lads just took it on board. Right, we need to make freshen things up, and they did, and that's what made it. If you look at the likes of Dennis White, who's 18 years of age, Chris Dorr, 19, 20, Conor Hayes, Aaron Hayes, all leading the team now. Like, and it's not down to me or Kevin Bryan or the older fellas anymore. It's the younger lads are driving on now and driving on training, and it's brilliant. Like, it's brilliant change.
But still, Dermot, as you know yourself, the older fellas contributed a lot to this
massive, massive, yeah. Like,
I believe Kevin O'Brien's feed yesterday, the field was unbelievable. Like.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think look, the lads Alan and Finbar and the lads just instilled such belief in us.
And Michael McCarthy, like his contribution to play, like.
Yeah.
You know, and like I suppose like going forward, like I would say St James's is in a good place now, like.
Yeah, we're in a good place. Like I'm involved with under 15 hurlers there at the moment, and all those group are playing football as well. And we have a good group of under 17s that played this year. So, like, hopefully, if we can get 2 or 3 every year for the next couple of years and get them into the junior team and build it up, and I suppose what's a massive boost now is for us to go up Premier Junior. It's a huge thing like that. Well, you know, it's an incentive for those lads to drive on now and really try to put a push on the team. Like.
And I no doubt you'll represent Carbery as good as you can, like against Kilmurray.
Oh, we definitely will, yeah.
And you've always done that, like. And
I think there's still a bit of hurt there after 2019 where we lost the county final, and we were beaten by a better team on the day, but we still probably could have been closer. You know, we still against Kilshannig, they were a fantastic team on the day, but we still hurt. We still lost the county final. We'd like to rectify that as well.
Yeah. And I suppose what was great to see from a Carbery board point of view was like there was 5 players that played right in the Junior C final last year against Tribe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Played here today. Like.
Absolutely, yeah. That competition that made us last year. That made us this year. Like the second team winning was a massive boost for the junior team, and the likes of Ian Evans, who has been on and off team for the last couple of years, was the mainstay this year. Got married last week, came out, put off his honeymoon to come out here and play today. Like it's brilliant stuff.
Well done. I already spoke to your daddy, Ian, right?
Okay.
Ian, and I suppose the contribution that he has made and your family has made to the St James's Club over a long number of years has been tremendous. And I know he's a very proud man today, right?
Sure
to
is.
see St James going Premier Junior. How do you see he progressing now? And will he adapt to Premier Junior going forward?
Oh, definitely, yeah. One game at a time. It's been the same message all year from Alan. In fairness, just keep tipping the scoreboard. One game at a time. We enjoyed tonight definitely, but look forward to the quarter final next. So.
Yeah, and I forgot to congratulate you on your recent marriage, right?
Thanks.
And what a week. Going forward, and I suppose we're looking again like at last year, right? That I think you played in the Junior C, Junior D Championship last year.
We played the final in January.
You played the final, and I think the Census Day was it or something, right? And also January, right?
January,
but like that did help you promote this team, didn't it?
Did yeah. Sure, we had 3 or 4 lads that played that final. Played today. Niall was the captain of the Junior 3 team. He was in goal today. Owen DC came on. Myself, a few more there as well. So. That was brilliant for the morale, the young fellas. That was the stepping stones for today and for the whole year.
So no doubt that big night in Arfield tonight on the mountain will be flying.
There's no doubt about that.
Ian, go in, enjoy it, and best of luck to you against Kilmurray.
Thanks a million.
Look, I suppose this man has contributed a lot over a long number of years to Carbery and to the St James's Club. As a member of the St James's Club, what does this win mean for St James's Day?
Oh, this is unbelievable for St James's, Donny. Like it's, I suppose we never mentioned it all year, like, and we never thought about it. Like when coming up to this week, even like it was just about collectively a medal, like, you know what I mean? A junior A medal in West Cork, they're very hard to get, you know, and we're lucky to have one, but we have two now, and but to go up, it's exceptional, you know. We had stands there now today, like we had 7 of that panel that were 25 and under on the starting team. Like that's brilliant.
Yeah, I know, as you know yourself, Finbar, you have gone through lean years, right? Because I know, right, that over a number of years there, you had no under 21, no minor, and I suppose, like, oh yes, secretary of the board, I did try and help you in some ways as regards getting a few of your players to play for Kilmacabey and play for other clubs around to give them game experience, and they could come back and play junior. I think that helped. Plus, but I think last year the way he took the Junior C, Junior D Championship, right, show today where he had 5 players that played in that final thing here today.
Oh yeah, Donny, like, and it was your brainchild of that championship last year, like, and it proved it today. Ian Evans, like, came on there now today and scored 2 points, and he played in that championship. You know, yeah, we had a few lean years, you know, and that's just the way the club go. But we're a club that just never goes away. Like, we just always want to stay there. And yes, look at the captain today, Donny. Like, Conor Hayes, like, he was one fella that he facilitated in the board, and look what he's after coming back and captaining his club today to the Junior A title. That's brilliant.
That's great, like, and I think it's great. Like, I suppose there'll be a big night in the mountain tonight, will there?
Oh, you can be certain, sure.
Are we all invited?
Everyone is invited. Everyone is invited. Everyone is invited.
So look, I suppose, like, I'll finish up here on behalf of John Berry. John has done the video from Douglas and whatever business he can give John. John has been a great friend of the Carbery board with a long number of years, right? And he does a fantastic job. And we'll have CDs and stuff now for him. And we'll have the interviews and things. And look, go in and enjoy the night and what you call it. And go in and enjoy the night and basically, right? We'll see in the quarterfinal.
Thanks, Donny. Thanks.
Okay,
Thank you very much. Thank you.